Hey guys, MJ675 here, and today I will be showing off the few mods that I have made to the recently released 75269 Duel on Mustafar LEGO Star Wars set. And yeah, so if you want to see timestamps for the different segments in this video, which is going to be taking a look at the new features of this set now that I have modified it, and then actually showing you how to modify it, those are available in the description, as well as a link to my review of this set. You can find that there, as well as a link to the parts list, which contains all the pieces that you will need to acquire outside of the ones included in the set in order to modify the set as I have in this video. So without further ado, I'm going to start by showing off what I have changed and what new features there are in this set. So as far as things go, probably the first thing you'll notice is the high ground right here. We'll get to that in a second, but first thing I did was I actually switched the sides of the platforms on this set. As you can see in the box, there you go. Obi-Wan's platform is on the same side as where the high ground is, and Anakin's platform is on the same side where this thing is. They have been swapped around. I've also added a couple of clear plates to the bottom of the platform Obi-Wan stands on to make them the same height, which was something that kind of bothered me about this set in the review. So much better dueling now because they're the same height. Moving on to the high ground though, because that is obviously the feature that everyone wanted in this set. You do have still the lava spewing feature in here. You can still hit the switch and lose a whole bunch of studs. I'll go find those after this segment. But additionally now, you can see I've built up a little bit of kind of a lava river shore here. You've got Obi-Wan standing up here. As far as how things look, it's pretty simple. It's kind of just a little bit of extra rock, quote-unquote, that comes back up out and covers where this plate feature was visible before. Of course, you can still use it, but additionally, I have also included on the back of here a clip. You can see right there, kind of maybe. Let's zoom in. And there you go. See that right there? And that is so that you can hold Anakin's lightsaber in there while he's clutching at the little shore of the lava river. And as far as, of course, the actual high ground scene goes, you can now, with this mod, act out high ground scene. As you can see, you've got Obi-Wan over here. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. And then Anakin over here is like, you underestimate my power. And then Obi-Wan says, don't try it. And then what you do is you move Anakin back, because there's the one stud here, and then there's just this little piece here. You put him on there like that, and then he goes and he tries it, and what you do is you see this little red plate coming out here in the back. You flick that up, and it launches Anakin at Obi-Wan. Of course, the harder you flick it, the faster he goes and such. And then you can obviously have him go flying. He gets chopped in half. His lightsaber falls in the lava, which if you don't want to see it, you can just put it back there in that clip. Holds it nicely. And then you can have Anakin grab onto this little rod here, which is sticking out of the rock, so that he is barely holding on to the shore. And then Obi-Wan can talk down to him and tell him about how he was his brother and stuff, and then you can go take him away, and then you can have him slip off into the lava, or you can use that little lava spewing feature again to throw some lava or some magma onto him. Well, let's see if we can, not exactly quite like that, but then you can, have him burn up. And you can still have him holding on without his legs too. His legs aren't an instrumental part in the mechanism to have Anakin holding on to the shore in this set. And I know I just bumped the camera probably, so sorry about that. So yeah, you can have him just like that, which is, not the most comfortable thing, but I'm happy that now you can probably have the single most popular scene from this scene, quote unquote, from the battle, from the duel, in the LEGO set form. And of course, if you just want to act out the dueling part beforehand, you still can. You've got your Obi-Wan figure right there, you've got your Anakin figure right here on that stud, and you can just have them duel and stuff. So epic. Those are the new features, quote unquote. It still has like most of the same features. Like you can still move these platforms along these tracks. Of course, you can still spin them around if you want to. You can still make this you can still unhinge this. Though things get a little bit interesting when you do, because obviously now you have this massive lever sticking out the back of this one here. But good for me, it doesn't actually hinder how close you can make these things come together. So yeah, and of course you still have this thing, which who knows what they were trying to get to go there, but you know, you can still have that. So really, those are the things that I have changed to add the high ground to this scene. As you can see here, pretty much it's just a little extra rock covering and then changing the base and location of the platforms a little bit. But other than that, you know, I think overall this is a pretty simple modification, and I'm happy with the results here. So now that we've taken a look at that, I'm going to show you guys how you can turn your very own copy of the 75269 Duel on Mustafar set into this modified version that includes the high ground. Alright, so this is the set as it comes in the box, any of the figures. So at this point I'm going to show you how to modify this set as I have in this video. If you need to see the parts list, check the description. There is a link to my website which has a parts list which you can put into Bricklink on there, so you can see all those parts. Obviously, before we start, if you don't have those parts, go get them, and once you have them, you have all the stuff you need to modify this set. So I think first it makes the most sense to start off with these platforms here, because they are one of the simpler parts of this set to modify. So first things first, we're just going to remove the little platforms from their little turntables or their swivels or whatever you want to call them. These pieces here stay on, but both of these little platforms come off. So we'll start off with Obi-Wan's platform here. The modification here is pretty simple. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove the bottom plate here, not as I just did. That was a horrible way to do that. But basically what you're going to want to do with this is you're going to want to keep everything attached together except for, and I'll just move some of this stuff over, these little grill tiles, and which just fell on the ground, which I'll have to go get, and the red plate. So you're going to want to keep all of this stuff together here, but you're going to want to separate off this top piece. So once you've done that, set the top piece off to the side temporarily, and you're going to want to make this little assembly here out of some of the pieces that you have gathered. This is just the 4x4 round plate with the 4 1x2 clear plates stacked up on each other like this, and then you just put them together like that. Pretty simple. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove the tiles now from this piece like so, and just put that piece down, and then just reattach them to this piece like so, and then replace the rest of the platform on top of it so that now the platform looks like it's floating. And then you're just going to want to take this plate and just stick it on the bottom there. And now that you're done with that, place that on this little piece right here. So that is the first platform done. As far as modifications to this platform, just the platform itself is really simple. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove the jumper plate here. You can set that off to the side. You're not going to be needing it. And then you're going to take the 1x1 dark bluish gray plate, stick that on the first stud where that was next to the grill tile, and then take this little stud with the little rod extension and stick that in the other spot so that it looks like this. And then set this off to the side because we have to do a few things to the base of this platform. And to show you guys this, I'm just going to rotate the whole set like so. So you can see, I will adjust the camera real quick. But right down in here, you can see the little platform mechanism. This just slides on a little rail right here. Pretty simple stuff as far as the set goes, but this is not going to allow us to fling Anakin at Obi-Wan when he's on the high ground. So what we're going to do to change that is, first things first, we're going to take off everything except for the little brick that goes on the rail and the plate at the bottom there. And what you're going to want to do with this assembly here, remove this piece, remove the tiles from the top of this here. The other two pieces you can set off to the side because you're not going to be needing those. Then what you're going to want to do at this point is you're going to want to make a few different assemblies, but before we do that, we'll get the simple step out of the way. Take one of your 1x2 yellow tile plates and just put the tile on top of it like that, and then just stick that right there. Pretty simple, and then we're going to make a couple different assemblies here. The first of which is just this 1x3 red plate put on the bottom of this 1x4 jumper plate, I guess. I don't know what that's called. The next of which is just going to be this very simple little thing here. You've got a 1x1 black plate here, 1x2 black tile here, this 1x2 black plate with the pinhole, and then one of these frictionless Technic pins. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make this little assembly here, which is the inverted version of that other piece in black with the pinhole, 1x2 yellow plate, and then the yellow corner plate, red transparent 1x1 tile, another 1x1 yellow plate here, and then this little piece right here at the bottom. Don't quite know what that's called, but that's not important. It's on the parts list. You should know what it looks like. So what you're going to want to do to get your platform ready to fling Anakin, first things first, you're going to want to place this piece down right here, just like that. Then you're going to want to take this piece with the pin here and insert the pin into the pinhole on the other piece so that they click together like so. And then lastly, you're going to want to take this piece here that we took off of the original platform and just put that all on the top. So now at this point you have this little thing here. When you flip up on that, this whole thing goes forward. Pretty simple. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use this and replace the part that we took out. So just placing it right here on these two black studs with this part of the plate here, which is the 1x2 with the pinhole on it. Just place that piece down right there, like so that it looks like so, and that will make sure that you're going to be flinging Anakin towards the high ground. And now at this point you can take the platform that we set to the side earlier and then just stick that on the top. So that is all ready to go. So cool. Platforms are finished at this point, and now we're going to move on to this piece here. So to make the actual high ground, to prepare the spot for us to put the high ground down, first you're going to want to take this little flame piece with the stud with the hole on it off and set this off to the side. And then next you're going to want to take this cheese slope here, which is a black cheese slope, and you're going to want to pry that thing up in any way you can and then rotate it just once like that, so that the slope is now going this way instead of whichever way it was going previously. Whichever way that was, it's not important, but make it look like this now. So at this point we're going to start assembling the high ground. So I've broken it down into a few pieces, but before we put those on, you're going to want to take another one of these cheese slopes here, and I believe this one goes right there. There we go. And then you're also going to want to take this little assembly here, which is just a 1x1 cheese slope in black and a 1x2 slope brick in black, and then a 1x2 plate in black, 1x1 plate in black, sorry, and then just place that right on this stud here, like so. Lock that in there so it looks like that. And then at this point we're going to start assembling the high ground. So I've broken it down into a few different chunks. So just assemble what you see here on screen. I'll point out some of the more difficult pieces here. This is an inverted 1x2 bow piece, I believe that is, or curved slope, I don't know. And then of course you can kind of see the plates here on the top. This is 2 layers of plates, so if you need to pause the video, build this, make sure you've built it correctly. And then what you're going to want to do once you've built this piece is you're going to want to take this and place it like so. You're going to want to take these 2 exposed anti-studs right here and place them on these 2 studs right here, so that it goes down like that, and it secures everything all nice and tightly. Next piece you're going to want to build is going to be this one right here. This one is fairly simple. It's just a 1x1 black plate, 1x2 black sloped brick, 1x2 black brick, and then another one of these 1x2 kind of bow or curved pieces here. And then you're just going to want to place that right here on the edge of this part here. Press it down, make sure all the plates get in nice and tightly so that now it looks like this. Next piece you're going to want to build is going to be this piece. This piece is a little weird looking. You're going to want to make sure that you do all this correctly, because it's not going to be fun if you don't build this all correctly. So you can see there's the little clip for the lightsaber there. Pretty simple construction. You do have another one of these bow pieces here, another cheese slope, one of these larger bow pieces here and here. And as far as the plates go, I'll just remove this so you can better see which kind of plates we've got going here. I believe both of these on the top are the black corner plates, and of course these ones on the bottom are just a combination of plates, but the 2 actual plates there, 1x2 black plates. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this, and if we rotate this around you can kind of see what I'm getting at here. You're going to want to make sure that these 3 anti-studs line up with these 3 studs here on the very edge, like so. And then once you've got that, push that on down, make sure it's all nice and tightly held together. At this point you're going to want to take this flame piece we set off to the side earlier and then just put this in the little gap right here so that the little flame is sticking up like so. And now at this point we will move on to build kind of the ledge piece that goes out a bit farther than this one already does. So first piece of that of 2, very simple, 2x4 black plate on the bottom of this, and then you've got a 1x4 black plate on the back of here, and then just build this as you see it here. Again, if you need to, pause the video so that you can build all of the stuff here as it is shown. And then once you've got that, you're going to want to place it so that the first 4 anti-studs on the black 2x4 plate line up with these 4 exposed studs up here. Just place that, line it up, and press it into place, and then that's all good to go. Last little part that you have to build is the high ground. This should use all the remaining pieces that you've not used up until this point. Very simple. A black corner plate here, one of these larger bow pieces here, a little transparent orange stud there, cheese slope, and then 2 1x2 black plates stacked on top of each other. Once you've got that all built up, then you're going to want to take this and see these 3 or 4 exposed anti-studs on the bottom here, line them up with the same pattern on the top of the high ground, and then once again just put that into place. Don't flip the whole thing over like I did. That's not very good. But once you have done that, you have, and hopefully you don't lose the studs, because that would be very unfortunate to lose the studs. But once you've done that, at this point you have assembled the high ground. So that's actually all for my mod of this set. At this point you should have used all of the pieces. These are the pieces you should have left over. You should have these 2 pieces stuck together, which is a 2x2 red brick and a 2x3 yellow plate from this little assembly here that we replaced. And from the top of that platform you should have the 1x2 dark gray jumper plate. So those are the pieces you should have left. If you have more pieces left over, I believe that you did something wrong. So maybe go back and try to fix that would be the ideal situation there. But you know, if it doesn't affect the functionality, you know, no harm, no foul. I guess you can leave it off. But that is going to conclude my tutorial / showcasing of my high ground mod for the LEGO Star Wars 75269 Duel on Mustafar set. Let me know what you think of this set and this mod. I would say down in the comment section, but that is not going to be here on this video, unfortunately. So, yay, YouTube changes. But anyway, if you do have any comments for me, you can always tweet me at MJ675. I might have something down in the description there to be an alternate comments section. I don't know. We'll see what happens there, if I can get that all figured out before this video goes up. If not, then you can always tweet me at MJ675. And yeah, if you need to get to my Twitter profile, it's linked on my channel. Go to my About page, and I believe it should be there. So that is where you can find that. Otherwise, if you are interested in my review of this set, or you need the parts list to build this mod for yourself, both those can be found in the description below. Let me know what you think of this set in any of the ways that are available, I guess, and just this mod in general, because constructive criticism is always welcome. Hopefully you guys enjoy this as much as I did. I think this really enhances the set. But anyway, this video is getting a little long, so thanks everybody so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.